Welcome back to the weekly recap. I'm Matt Wacker, joined alongside Leanne Mentink. As you can see behind us, the Capitol building. We're in Jefferson City for tonight's governor's inaugural ball. Leanne, tell us more about that.
Matt, as you probably know, at noon today, Eric Greitens was sworn in as the 56th governor of the state of Missouri. He gave a speech that honored what he called our fallen, which is like military, police, firemen. And apparently he plans to continue that with the Salute to Service inaugural ball.
Well, the Capitol is lit up and looking beautiful this evening. Hopefully we'll have some interviews coming your way. Stay with us. The weekly recap is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Price Chopper, cooking from scratch. Bayard Dodge of West Plains, ETC Bridal of Lebanon, Beck Motors of Owensville, Parker Custom Arms of Rolla, the Travers Automotive Group, Ted's Barbershop of Lebanon, Tailor Your Insurance, and Chin's Super Buffet.
Matt, I'm with Sue Stoltz here at the Capitol. She's been coming here since 1989 to pray with lawmakers. Sue, tell us a little bit about your mission here.
Sure, Leanne, thank you. Yes, we've been coming since 1989 to pray for our leaders and our state as well as our nation. I'm with National Day of Prayer, and I lead 6 states in the Midwest region, and I'm also with Bot Radio Network. And with the Bot Radio Network, we inform all of our listeners some of the issues to pray about for our leaders so that they appreciate the prayers. So they tell me a little bit about what's going on, some of the prayer needs, and so then we can let the people know.
Well, I know that you personally know a lot of the lawmakers, and you've been here for many years. What would you say is the most important issue facing Missouri lawmakers for this next session and also the next 4 years?
Well, that's probably unity, because they have the most power they've ever had right now, because we have the majority of everything. It's wonderful, but that can be a problem if you have too much power. So we're praying for unity and also for wisdom and purity for them.
You're getting ready to start the session. Actually, you've already started the session of the House here in Jefferson City. What does the new administration mean for the state of Missouri?
I think it means a totally new direction. For the first time in Missouri's history, we have supermajorities in the House, the Senate, and we have the governor's office at the same time. So this morning, there was an ethics hearing for ethics reform to ban lobbyist gifts, which I'm very much in favor of. Tomorrow we'll have hearings on right to work. You're going to see labor reform, ethics reform, tort reform, education reform, a lot of reform over the next few months. People have voted us in to go in a different direction from the way it has been, and I think that's what we're going to do.
What does freedom to work, as you call it, do for Missouri? If we get that passed, what is the advantage to workers and to business?
Right. This past week, state of Kentucky passed right to work, and they were the 27th state out of our 50 states. 25 years ago, being not right to work, a freedom to work, would have brought us possibly Nissan, Toyota plant, BMW plant, and the Kia plant. And those all went to southern states that were right to work, Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi. So right to work may not give us a leg up that it would have 25 years ago, but in my and a lot of people's opinion, it's a matter of survival for Missouri. We're losing population because people are going to right to work states to work and get a job.
So is Missouri going to be the next right to work state?
I believe it will, yes.
And how long will that take?
I would say less than 2 months. Yes. Less than 2 months, yes.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Representative Chipman.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Matt.
What?
Matt, pay attention. What are you doing?
I'm enjoying this beautiful building. I mean, I'm stargazing. Look at this. It's amazing.
I know. It's almost dizzying the amount of artwork and beauty is all around this place. You know, this was the 3rd Capitol building for Missouri.
I did not know that.
But it's still 100 years old.
Ooh, a century building.
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
And there's all these people standing right back here behind us. They're looking down into the rotunda. There's a beautiful and amazing chandelier hanging down here. Lots of artwork on the walls. And there are busts of famous Missourians. And of course, your favorite. I'm here with Diane Franklin. She's the representative of the 123rd District here in Missouri. She's the chairman of the Children and Families Committee. Diane, what do you think as the next 4 years unfolds? What will be the issues, possibly the largest issue in this realm facing lawmakers?
Sure. I think there are several, but one of them that I think that is even of interest to the First Lady is foster care. And how can we help the kids that are in foster care, families who are foster care parents, and then those parents that really need to be reunited with those kids that have been out of the household for a little bit. So I think we're looking for some innovative ways to make that the best transition and the best environment for the child. Now, again, last year we passed something called Safe Families. And what this allowed a parent to do, let's say a single mom entered into a crisis situation and she just needed her children to be removed from the home for 30 days. Rather than entering into the full foster care process, if she was in a church, if she had someone that she knew that she felt like she could place the children with for about that period of time until things smoothed out in her life, now we allow that to take place. And what those safe families needed was to be able to act as the parent. If there was a medical emergency, if there was something that happened at school, they needed to have the legal ability to act as the parent. So we made that possible last year.
Well, it sounds like a lot of progress, and we wish you well, and I hope you have a good time tonight.
Oh, it'll be a wonderful time. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you take it all in and enjoy it. I understand a Missouri artist is going to be singing.
I'm with the representative of the 121st District, Keith Frederick. What about mental health services, and where do you see that going in the state of Missouri in the next 4 years?
You know, I've been chairman of the Committee on Health and Mental Health for a couple of years now, and the Speaker has appointed me that position again. You know, I've been very active in suicide prevention and depression. Particularly, you know, I'm a physician, I'm an orthopedic surgeon, and I know that the problem of depression and suicide among medical students is a big national problem. There was an article written in the Journal of the American Medical Association, the Psychiatry edition, about a year and a half ago, entitled Med Student Depression and Suicide, National Response Required. And so I'm carrying a bill called the Show Me Compassionate Medical Education Act that draws attention to the problem. It creates an awareness day. It establishes a forum for a multi-center evidence-based research project to look at the reasons for and the prevention for depression and suicide among our medical students. You know, I've had the opportunity to meet some families that lost medical students to suicide. And one of the things they really want is for med students and families to be aware ahead of time that there is additional risk by attending medical school. And there are a lot of reasons for it. Sleep deprivation, high debt, the work hours. They can't really ask for help like other individuals can because it's a red flag for their career. So there are a lot of special reasons why med students are at high risk for depression and suicide. And so this bill will seek to shine the light on that and try to bring some awareness and hopefully save some lives.
So we'll see where that goes. It sounds like you're hopeful that that will make some change.
I am hopeful for that, yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Our sincerest thanks to all of the representatives, senators, and citizens that made us feel welcome at the Capitol. Over the next few weeks, we look forward to sharing more of the interviews and insights from that evening. More news now as Lebanon resident Dakota Conklin claims that someone poisoned his pets. After Conklin's dogs became sick and died, he found a bag full of poisoned meat on his property. The incident occurred on Double Wide near Peoria Drive in the Ashley Park area. In the state of Missouri, Animal abuse is a Class A misdemeanor that comes with a $1,000 fine and up to a year in prison. Any subsequent violations are treated as a felony. The West Plains R7 School District has issued a statement regarding a possible scam. A company based out of Iowa has been contacting local businesses offering advertising on a West Plains high school football schedule. The school district denies authorizing any such arrangement, which offered ads in a brochure for nearly $1,000 apiece. The callers claim to be part of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, but the chamber appears to have no connection to the group and is now investigating the matter. The West Plains School District says to disregard any emails or phone calls advertising for a football schedule. The 8th annual freeze-out took place January 6th in St. James. Boy Scout Troop 95 Scoutmaster Michael Spangler organized the event and says that attendance was down at this year's freeze-out due to extremely low temperatures. Leanne Minting spoke with Boy Scout Abram Schisler.
This experience has taught me that it's a big challenge to do this. Even when we do it with good supplies and blankets and sleeping bags, it's still a challenge, and I can't imagine doing this every night. I think that we should raise awareness for this because a lot of people don't know that, and we can't really do anything if no one knows about it.
According to freeze-out literature, some 578,000 people are homeless on any given night, 30% of which are youth. Missouri S&T and Fort Leonard Wood signed a memorandum of understanding last month, starting a partnership between the two institutions. The partnership allows the fort to host university programs and research. The university's Center of Sustainability Director Angelo Roloffs says the two parties now have a big opportunity to use this strategic partnership and develop innovative technology for the future. The program is scheduled to be implemented over the next 3 years and will include the development of an intelligent transportation center on base, opening opportunities for further collaboration in the future. St. Robert will soon have a new firehouse. Following 3 years of planning, construction is now underway. The firehouse will incorporate existing buildings at the site, including 2 bays for ladder trucks and 4 bays for engine, brush, and hazmat trucks. The building will also include a full kitchen, separate living quarters for male and female firefighters, storage areas, and a classroom. The previous firehouse was built in the 1950s and was demolished in 2013. The St. Robert Fire Department is currently housed in rented apartments nearby, awaiting the completion of the new fire station in May. According to U.S. News and World Report, Missouri S&T has some of the best online graduate programs of 2017. The rankings were released on January 10th, naming 15 of the university's online courses. U.S. News analyzed more than 1,200 degree programs for the rankings, which included a plethora of factors. Missouri S&T offers graduate degree programs in 17 disciplines, which began with engineering management in 1998. Winter is an ideal time to spot bald eagles in the wild. Viewing and educational programs abound throughout the state. Leanne attended Ameren, Missouri's Lake of the Ozarks Eagle Days on January 7th.
This is an educational community event where we're able to bring live eagles to the lake, as well as have viewing of eagles in the live. The event was started by conservation many years ago, and there was about 20 Eagle Day programs throughout the state of Missouri. And with the funding cuts, the Conservation Department had to par down some of their programs, and the Lake of the Ozarks program lost funding. So the Lake of the Ozarks Convention and Visitor Bureau then partnered with the Lake Area Chamber, the Master Naturalist, and Facelift Marketing to continue to bring the program through sponsorships locally here in the lake area. We have several different locations in which there's activities here at the lake area. At Osage National Golf Course, we have the World Bird Sanctuary doing programs on the hour that feature the American bald eagle and the golden eagle. And then here at the Heritage Elementary School of the Osage, we have Dickerson Park Zoo that is presenting eagle programs as well as owl programs. We also have live eagle viewing down at the Bagnell Dam Conservation Area with the Master Naturalist and the Boy Scouts, where they're doing eagle nest building.
We're out here to see eagles today, and We're not seeing them like we did last year. Last year we had 54 eagles in one tree across from us. This year the turbines aren't running, which grind up the fish and provide food for the eagles, so we don't have many eagles. We're seeing some. Most of them are up on the lake. We've got about 10 active nests on the lake itself that are year-round birds. These birds, their eyes are about 4 times our eyes for power. Their beaks are built to rip and tear, to tear things apart. And with their wings, they can fly about 40 miles an hour. They can hit 100 miles an hour in a dive. And because they can lift about 4 pounds, they can build some really mammoth nests. And the nests are built with sticks. The eagles mate for life. So the male and the female build the nests, bring in sticks to a big fork in the tree. They'll come back to that same nest the next year and add more sticks to it. The biggest on record was from one that fell down in Florida, weighed over 2 tons when they weighed it, 20 feet wide and 30 feet deep. So the nest can get incredibly large. In 1978, the bald eagle was put on the endangered list, and in 2007 they'd increased enough to be able to take them off the endangered list. So at present we have estimates of between 60,000 and 100,000 eagles that range from Alaska all the way down to northern Mexico. They can live to be about 20 years old on average. The oldest kept in the wild, I should say, was 40 years old that they know of. And we at the lake are very fortunate to see them year-round, and especially in the wintertime.
Despite cuts in funding, the Missouri Department of Conservation still holds half a dozen state-funded events during the winter months. For more information about Eagle Days, go to the Department of Conservation's website. That's all for now. Next week's show will feature player interviews from the annual Cardinals Caravan, weather permitting. You won't want to miss it. I'm Matt Wacker, and I'll see you next week.